What's going on, everybody? DogMan Dan here, and we are going to talk about the ZEPHYR today. We're going to make this a fairly quick video. I've got a survival running in the background, nothing special. Hopefully it'll just allow me to show off some of the abilities while we talk about ZEPHYR, why I built it the way I have. Initially, as you know, when I first did my first impressions, I was kind of iffy about the frame, wasn't really 100% sure. I've grown into the frame. I've gotten adjusted to how it plays, and I do like it. It is a solid-based frame. So, with that said, let's start out here. ZEPHYR starts with a 150 shield, a 150 health, 15 armor, power of 100, stamina of 80. So nothing overly special. And then we have her skills. Okay. So we have Tailwind, which creates a blast of energy, propelling ZEPHYR through the air, damaging anything in her wake. Now, I haven't actually had the experience of damaging anything in the wake. I just use it for pretty much sailing across the map and then dropping a dive bomb, which is ability number 2. The ZEPHYR nosedives towards the ground, creating an explosion on contact. Dive bomb is more of a knockdown ability than anything else. Excuse me, just so that way you're aware of that, and we'll talk about that in a minute. And then we have Turbulence. That's ability number 3. Turbulence creates a wind shield around ZEPHYR, redirecting all incoming projectiles. So it doesn't make her immune to everything. It's just the projectiles, like the bullets and stuff that come at her. But it doesn't mean that you're fully immune. If something gets in there, it's useless pretty much against infested. Infested kind of walk right through that, so just keep that in mind. Like I said, it doesn't protect everything that's out there. Kind of unlike the Rhino skin that would protect you from everything and dies over time. This will protect you from bullets, but only to a certain extent. Other things like rollers, infested, stuff like that are still going to get through, so you still need to be careful. I tend to use Turbulence when my shields start to go down, so it gives me a reprieve so I can last a little bit longer while my shields try to come back online. And then you've got the Tornado, which creates multiple deadly tornadoes that you'll see me use a couple times in the video. Okay. Whew. Sorry. So, quickly, how do we have this built? Now, on the first build, I've got Rejuvenation as my aura mod. It's one of the only mods that fits in this particular slot, so I threw it in there, fully maxed out to give me my 14-point benefit. Okay. Of course, we have the 4 abilities. Excuse me. On top of that, now this is going to be slightly different on how you build this. Okay. I've got Continuity, okay, which is your, excuse me, gives you an extra 30% power duration, so you're making your skill last longer, okay. And then I've actually got Constitution, giving me another 28% power duration, 40% knockdown recovery, okay. And then on top of that, we're going to have a power efficiency on here, Streamline. Of course, we need to do a power max on this frame, so we're going to have a flow. And those will be the abilities that I'm using as terms of power abilities. Why am I doing it this way? Why am I using Duration? Well, Duration is going to help out Tailwind, of course. Okay. Excuse me. Tailwind is going to allow you to cross the map farther, jump higher, or fly higher, that type of stuff. Dive Bomb. It's not really a duration thing. Turbulence, of course. Why else? The longer your duration, the longer the turbulence stays up, the more time it gives you to re-energize your shields if your shields go down, or your health goes down. In this case, since I have Rejuvenation mod on, that's going to work out in my benefit. And then finally Tornado, the tornado. Of course, the longer the tornadoes out there, the more damage over time that they do. More damage over time, the more enemies that die. Now, you could go around and say that that's actually a bad thing, and you could do a strength mod in here, and rather than duration, and you make your tornadoes a little bit more powered, but they're still only going to do a damage over time, so there's not really much of a benefit to it. So it's not like it's an immediate kill, so that's why I went with duration in this build. Okay, so nothing too special, right? It's a decent frame, decent build. I've also added a vitality mod and a redirection mod for my health and shield rank ups. Rank 13 on the redirection, rank 10 on the vitality, and those are what are giving me my super enormous stats for health and shields, of course. And it works out really well. It's actually the same health and shields that I use on my Ash, and she's very mobile as well. Of course, she's very light and airy. She's an airframe, but what am I talking about? So it works out really well for her, and if you keep on the move, you'll find that the abilities used properly will work to your benefit every time, just as it's set up as it is here. I'd be curious how other people have set it up, if they've set it up a different way, and why you set it up a different way, so let me know in some comments below why you did that. Try out this build, let me know what you think on this build. The only thing I do plan on doing is changing my rejuvenation to with a Forma and putting on Energy Siphon, because Energy Siphon's a big thing with this. In terms of helping out Tailwind and Dive Bomb and Turbulence for the most part, because I've got more or less like a 30-second tornado, and that's pretty long, but you know, in terms of the other ones, it allows me to be able to use them more often, and with an Energy Siphon that would allow me to be able to actually manage some missions on my own better than I can as of now. But let me know what you think. Please do hit that like button if you like this. I know it's a fairly short video, fairly quick, but I wanted to get through it for you guys. Comments, any comments you got, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you later.